Don't you hate it when you're looking for a tool and you know where you put it and it's not there? So you automatically start thinking, well, who borrowed it? Who didn't put it back? Who has it? But then you get to looking later after you've stayed mad about it and you realize that the hammer was in the screwdriver drawer and you're the one that put it there. Once you realize that it was actually you, all that frustration goes away, but you automatically feel a little resentment or kind of disappointed in yourself because you're like, man, I was so mad at that person because I knew for sure they had that hammer, but I just forgot, and I had all that resentment towards a person and they didn't even know what they did. And that happens a lot in life. Maybe someone did something to you and you still haven't talked to them to this day. But if you zoom out, a lot of times, or if you just teach yourself to revert to, maybe it's not the way I'm looking at it. What's the better way of looking at it instead of worst case scenario? You know, thinking worst case scenario is always the worst thing to do. And it's just like the problems in our life. 99% of the things we worry about don't ever come to fruition. We suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. But it's just like if you're looking at this truck, we've all been there. You hear a new noise, something's knocking. But you pop the hood and suddenly you're relieved because you realize this fan is just hitting on the shroud, making the noise that you thought an engine failure was. It's the same with these LSs. A lot of times the rear main's leaking and a different engine, not this one, I thought for sure the rear main was leaking, but come to find out it was just a hose on the back of the engine. The same with this is an oil pressure sensor. Sometimes these can go out and they automatically leak down and make it seem like a rear main's out. So the problem a lot of times is a lot less or not as bad as what you think it is if you just zoom out, get a different angle, and maybe look at it from a different perspective, and then you see the whole story and you realize that the person, that thing, the situation that you were in is nothing like you thought it was. There's a book that really helps with this. I'll put it up here, and it teaches you not to take things personally and really zoom out and make yourself a lot happier, because half the time, most of the time, the things you're worried about didn't really happen, or they haven't happened yet, or the person that did it to you did not mean it that way. Maybe it did. There is that situation, but you need to get all the facts before you just come to conclusions and you're mad at someone. And that kind of goes a little deeper. If you're feeling a certain way about someone or something, get some facts and talk to them about it. Get it off your shoulders instead of the neighbor that borrowed something years ago and you see driving past you on your road, and every time you're like, screw him, he never returned my post hole digger. Maybe it's sitting by your fence. You just never seen it. You weren't home. He dropped it off. It's been sitting there this whole time.